This is Rich Steeves, web editor at TMC. I'm here at ITEXPO Miami 2013. Joining me now is Jim Dalton, founder of TransNexus. Jim, welcome to the show.
Rich, it's great to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your company and your offerings.
Well, TransNexus has been in business since '97, and we've always been focused on voice over IP. And really our flagship product is all about routing, least cost routing, profit optimization. But we also offer a lot of features in terms of CDR analysis, reporting controls, quality of service, and also fraud detection.
Well, let's talk a little bit about fraud detection. I understand that VoIP fraud is a big problem these days. Do you have any anecdotes or stories that you could tell us in relation to that?
You know, Rich, fraud has been around in the telecom industry forever, but it really hadn't gotten important for SIP providers until just a couple of years ago. And it's really fascinating, all the ways that people are out there trying to rip off the system. And really it boils down to a simple technique. Seems like it's 90% of all fraud. It's revenue sharing fraud. And what it is, you have a deal with a terminating carrier somewhere. Could be in the U.S. There's a lot of fraud like this in the U.S. and there's just an explosion of it overseas. But you have a deal with a terminating carrier. I'm going to drive traffic to your local network. You're going to collect terminating fees, and you're going to give me a cut. And I mean, this is going to be going on forever. I mean, there are dial-a-prayer websites where you go to a website and you hear a sermon, and that captures people for an hour or so. So you've got these long calls that are terminated, often in the U.S., or there can be chat lines. And you know, when you dial into these lines, you hear about a 3-minute preamble of all the rules and suggestions and whatnot, just to keep you on the phone and to get other people talking, you know, once they go. So it's that's been around for a long time, but it's really become explosive with voice over IP, because you have these exposed IPVXs that people can hack into, and then they can really generate a lot of fraud traffic internationally, and that's really where the big money is. And it's just crazy the kind of things that go on. It can be a huge volume of calls, or it can be low calls set out to different locations that run up huge bills. And our customers are the service providers, and their customers will get hacked. Enterprises run up over a weekend maybe a $50,000 bill, which is just huge for a small business, but an IPPBX can easily generate that much traffic. And so the service provider is stuck with the bill. So the real challenge is, how do you nip that in the bud before it stops and not interrupt your customers' traffic, because they still want to make legitimate calls. And so anyway, there are just so many ways that fraudsters have figured out how to do this. And it's interesting, you know, for example, they'll do a blind call transfer. They set up a call to a soft switch, you know, for the call going to an international location. And then as soon as the calling party answers, or the call party picks up the phone, they transfer it to another international number, and then they hang up. And this is being done to the PBX. So when you look at the hacked enterprise, there's maybe one call up at a time, but there have been maybe a few hundred calls set up by the SIP provider switch, and he doesn't know it. So the losses can be huge.
And this sounds like a pervasive and a difficult problem to deal with. What does TransNexus offer that can help customers and enterprises and service providers deal with this issue?
Well, we're a natural fit for that, because we're in the CDR stream, and we look at those CDRs as they flow in real time. And we're set up to collect CDRs from BroadSoft, Acme, Astra, Cisco Call Manager, and a product we have called SD Reporter. It's available for free download from our website. You can collect your call detail records, and you can set up thresholds to monitor traffic by any calling number or call number you want to keep an eye on. And also you can put a blacklist in. And it's interesting, it's a worldwide problem, and there's the GSM Fraud Forum and also the Communications Fraud Control Association here in the U.S. They keep a list of known numbers that are fraud destinations. And so you can load that blacklisted list of numbers into our tool, and it'll immediately give you an alert, and if you're set up using our routing product, it'll block the call in real time. So that's been important, as we've saved our customers a lot of money with that tool.
Absolutely. Sounds like a great solution.
Well, thanks. We're happy to be here to tell people about it.
Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Great. Thank you.